We are live. This is the market update. Welcome to Altseason. Hi, I'm here. What do I do now? If that's what you're thinking, don't worry. I'm going to get you all sorted out. We got 21 coins for July. We're going to go over that. We have some twists, right? Like everybody was giga bearish, leaving, never coming back. I'm selling my altcoins and buying stonks. That was what? 2 days ago? You had a rally. Everything looked great. Solana was up 5%. Then the entire market collapsed for 2 days. And now it's up only. Why? Well, Bitcoin's breaking out. Bitcoin's the big boy. So if Bitcoin breaks out on volume, the whole market goes with it. Why? Because Bitcoin accounts for 2/3 of the market. Bitcoin dominance is at 65%. What are we saying that, we're not going to have layer ones, layer twos, like Robinhood's running on Arbitrum. Hello. Vitalik is bearish Ethereum. He's been bearish for 3 days. He should keep doing that, right? So AI, DeFi, real world assets, tokenized stock has gotten to the point where OpenAI had to put out a notice that said, whatever tokenized stock is out there is not our stock. That's how much of a hurry they are to get tokenized stocks out there. This is all happening, and everyone's looking at equities, and that's completely wrong. You can do the same trade in crypto at bargain basement prices, and here's the deal. In altcoins, there's no seller. And I've said this 2 days in a row, and I'm going to say it again. Who is going to fill these orders? Where is the supply going to come from in these mid-cap and smaller coins? When all these hedge funds and everybody with their phone with the green button just starts going, boop, like bonk. Well, we talked about this yesterday, right? That's all leveraged Solana. So you got these meme coins going up 10, 15, 20%. Yeah, they're going to go up 80%, 90%. This thing's probably, unless there's a payroll number disturbance today, this thing could go parabolic. Like you could have like a mini banana over 2 weeks, right? I mean, this depends on the payroll number, right? I mean, if the payroll number shows Powell cutting rates, forget about it. It's gone. And they're going to get the big, beautiful bill done. And you know how they're going to get it done? Is that all these guys who are protesting it, and I'm not saying protesting it is good or bad, but a lot of the guys who are protesting it voted to raise the debt ceiling under other administrations, right? It's all of a sudden a problem because that means they can get attention or money from Elon. The big, beautiful bill is going to go through. So you're going to have insane government spending confirmed, and you may have to have Powell cut rates. And all of Wall Street went on vacation yesterday. Today's the last day. So what is going to happen when you got a 3-day weekend and obviously nobody's long? No one's invested. All these hedge fund characters, they don't own anything. You know how you know? Because all coins are up 2 days in a row, right? I would love to see it hold today because you haven't seen 2 up days in a row really in alts in a while. Because all the time it just goes up, everyone gets excited, and then boom, to the point where you wanted to quit. That was 2 days ago. And now here we are, full on alt season, because Bitcoin is at resistance. It'll have its big high volume breakout. And then you'll have all of these ETF coins, Ethereum, Solana. I mean, who is going to buy equities up here? And if anything, you ready for this? Hedge funds are actually dumping AI stocks. They're dumping them. So no one is invested in AI anywhere. It's weird, right? So if there's any AI thing going on in crypto, it can just launch into outer space because the AI stocks in the stock market were so expensive that hedge funds took profits. So where's all that money going to like rotate to? I don't know. Bitcoin mining stocks, MicroStrategy. And eventually somebody's going to find the decentralized universe because we need the decentralized universe. And now, even if you don't agree with any of that, it's moving up and to the right. Let's hope the payroll number lets us do it. Okay, we got a better crowd here. We got MJ Hits, Zepedas, Tyler Hall, Roby, what's up? Miguel, Ben from Down Under, Lee, what's going on? The original SGSG, Jav, Jacob from Florida. Lee, good morning from Georgia. Lee says Bitcoin Cash forever. Dude, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. The Roger Ver meme coin. Warmon, Kevin, Aramdam, what's up? Okay, news. So, Congress, jokingly referred to as the representatives of the people, were up all night trying to figure out how to get the maximum amount of sugar for their district in order to vote for the bill so that the orange man can sign it on July 4th. Man, I wish somebody would force them to put that crypto tax thing in there, but maybe they're saving that for a big announcement. Who knows? I would love to see a little Eric Trump tweet hinting at something over the weekend, right? They love doing this when the Bitcoin ETF guys are not there. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So excited. Like, I knew it was going to be an insane move over July 4th. I really hope it's not down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm not in the mood for that. I would really like down, up for 2 weeks, then get a big down, then resume. That's what I would like, right? Like a good trading rally. Okay, so they're having so much fun over there in the stock market. They got bearish everything. They got bearish small cap stocks, which are like the altcoins of the stock market. Oh, they're just tearing them. They're just getting their faces ripped off, the shorts in small stocks. You know, who would have thought small stocks would lead small cryptos? I thought it was the other way around. Like, they did all this stuff in stocks and they've done none of it in alts. None of it. I mean, stocks make an all-time high. Bitcoin hasn't made an all-time high. Bitcoin's going to be at 115. I don't know what stops Bitcoin over the weekend, honestly. Right? There's a lot of real pain out there. You know what? There is. And Powell's behind the curve. He is behind the curve. There's a lot of pain out there, and it's honest pain, meaning it's real. It is. And of course, when there's pain, here's my guy. Here's the guy that's going to get everybody on chain. And I think this puts a floor under everything. Everything. I don't care if he wins or loses. I talk about this every day. I don't care. This guy and everything that follows him, if the big, beautiful bill and the Fed cannot get some help to Joe Public, this is what you're going to get. And this guy will moon your bags like you've never seen before. This guy is the parabolic. Wealth redistribution, universal basic income, bail-ins, we're in your bank account, taxing Wall Street banks. Everybody thinks this can't happen. Oh, it can so happen. And even if it doesn't, the rhetoric will live on because the pain's not going to stop. Let's face it, right? The reason they're cutting corporate taxes, even though it's unconscionable that they're cutting food for the poor people, we'll get into that in a second, right? You know, antivirus, you know, the little Zohan rally going on there, right? And the Canadians, the new prime minister may be worse than Trudeau. Worse. Okay, in equities, everybody owns the same stocks. So they all panicked. They all bought the same stocks. And now it's like an accident going someplace to happen because, again, they all bought the same stocks. It's called a hedge fund hotel. So everyone's long. So what happens when everyone's long? It doesn't go up. There's no buyer. Who's the buyer if everyone's long? Crypto is the opposite. No one is long. There's no seller. There's no seller. That's why it trades the way it does. Look at this. Hedge funds dumping AI. Right? Hedge funds started selling AI stocks similar to last year. Okay. So AI in equities is like blockchain in 2017. Huge promise, massive long-term play, no short-term use case or profitability. Like they're just throwing money at the problem and they're not making any money. So, that's why the hedge funds are like adios on the stocks. But if there's a solution, which is why, I don't know, what Farcoin's moving, right? Farcoin is the AI trade in crypto because we can't figure out what else to do except trade Truth Terminal's meme coin. Okay. Elon thinks XAI is better than all these other companies. These other companies are going to get bought. The FOMO is going to be unbelievable. And I still think it means an XRP takeover. Okay. So Europeans discovering stablecoins, right? Hey, you mean we could surveil people and we could have our central bank and our treasury printing money at the same time? Wow. I got to get in on that action. And again, crypto oblivious to this. Like in 2017, a researcher at the University of Texas Business School wrote the article that Tether was essentially, I don't know, created. I don't know if it was legit, totally kosher, but Tether was created for the express purpose of ramping Bitcoin to 20K. The introduction of stable coins sent Bitcoin from 1,000 to 2,000. I'm sorry, from 2,000 to 20,000. It was like a 15x in Bitcoin because of Tether. So now they're going to put, it's 230 billion and Besant wants it at 4 trillion, and that's in the United States. All this money is pouring into the system. Again, no seller and a tidal wave of money. So at 100K, Bitcoin splits the world. At 200K, it splits nations, right? 500 million people declare their independence. At 300K, fiat crashes. Bitcoin gets priced in gold. Okay. Can we have a little fun? Can we stop this? Like, Bitcoin destroys the world. Look, machines are not going to use fiat. And I do agree that everybody thinks Bitcoin is cool until it starts embarrassing sovereigns, right? Just like gold, right? Gold is going parabolic. Somebody is doing something wrong. The same thing for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin will be cute until it gets to 250, and then it won't be cute anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's an embarrassment factor. It's not like, oh my God, 500 million people declare their independence. Dude, you're going to have an AI-based surveillance state. No one's declaring their independence, but you can make sure you're not financially wrecked, which, a colleague of mine talks about all the time, right? If the whole world changes, Bitcoin won't. All right. So Brad finally got us some real XRP news. Thank God. I was tired of the media sitting around watching the media making up XRP news literally every day just to cater to the crowd. So when you want to get taken over, what do? You get big. You buy companies. You open up a bank. You just get as big as possible to drive the price of to drive your company's value up. The opposite happens after the takeover. After the takeover or the merger, everybody cuts. But when you're trying to get taken over, you just get big. Oh, we're going to do a bank. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I mean, I said this with BlackRock and the Bitcoin ETF, and hopefully it's the case with Ripple. It's not just one announcement, right? First you hear nothing, then you hear an announcement. And when they do this announcement, if they have a half a brain, they have a series of announcements. So like every 10 days, they got something that they're saying. And again, Web 2, these guys are all going to panic, right? The stocks are falling. Nobody thinks it's profitable. It's going to be winner take all. There's only going to be one or two winners. You got the Magnificent Seven. You could have one winner. The FOMO is going to be unbelievable. They're going to want the stable coins from XRP, and they're going to want XRP as money, right? You can have XRP be the currency casino inside the metaverse, whatever. There's no way these guys are not trying to get bought. There's no way. It's huge. And they have a huge supply of the currency on a centralized basis, which normally is bad But if somebody wants to take it over, they don't have to go in the open market and buy it all. It's already there. It's like, oh, wow, this is cool. I don't understand why people don't get this. I mean, people will get it, just like they get that there's no seller in altcoins. And of course, unbelievably, Vitalik was bearish his own coin. Vitalik gives the talk and is like, well, you know what? If we don't believe in decentralization, Ethereum won't make it. Like, Vitalik, for God's sakes, man. The whole world's coming to you. Zohan, all these guys, Larry Fink, Peter Thiel, right? They asked this guy, Peter Thiel, do you think it's important for the human race to survive? And he couldn't answer that right away. He's like, yeah, maybe. These are the guys that are going to run the world unless we get in crypto. People are going to get in crypto. They're going to figure this out very quickly. I can't wait till New York City figures it out. Woo! ETH outflow, 1.9 million yesterday. BlackRock sold $46 million worth of Ethereum. So, I mean, I definitely want to buy the Magnificent Seven and the only 22 stocks out of 1,000 that made a new high. It's the stock market at a new all-time high is much more attractive. I didn't want it down 15% because it was going to zero, but it's much more attractive at the all-time high. Meanwhile, let's sell Ethereum. Let's just get out. It's no good. I bought the ETF. It's not going to perform. It's dead. Altcoins are dead. Sell. I mean, it's not BlackRock doing the selling. It's whoever owns the ETF doing the selling. They dumped the ETF to buy stocks. It's the other way around. But that's okay, because now that they're all twisted up, they got one day to get it straightened out, and they probably won't be able to because the market's moving too fast. And if the payroll number is decent, we'll see. I mean, the bus literally could leave without people here. Optimism curling upwards. Hey, anybody up for layer 2 season? How about cross-chain season? Anybody remember this stuff? I mean, Robinhood is on Arbitrum. We're acting like that never happened. Optimism should be parabolic on that. They sold Arbitrum on the news. Got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding. ETH just cleared 2,600. 2,800 isn't just a target. Let's go. Everybody was like 2,500 forever, and people knew it too. As soon as people made that cartoon, he was just engagement farming. When everyone says it's never going to move, it goes straight up. I mean, people don't realize that the reason we haven't had alt season is because ETH isn't moving. If ETH starts moving, then you can have 50, 80% moves across the board. Like fast. Bitcoin reclaims 110. Can it hold this level? Everyone runs around with like a microscope. It's like, oh, okay. It's a microscope. It's like, oh, all right. Like everyone's like, oh, 110. Will it matter? Just like, oh my God, it's at 90. It's at 80. It's at 100. Oh, it's at 100K. Everyone sell. Now it gets to 100K and everyone's like, wow, it's super cheap. When Bitcoin finally wrecks the shorts, you know, sometimes the people that own it make options bets, right? It's kind of complicated, but you know, you can be bullish and wrong on the way up if Bitcoin moves fast enough. If Bitcoin moves fast enough, people who own it can get hosed if they were playing around in the options market. Public gold mining companies buying Bitcoin. Wow, does that make sense? Makes all the sense in the world. I mean, why hold one item that's used to devalue the dollar when you can have two? Okay, so they cannot stop with M2, right? M2 every day. It's not about M2. It's about high-powered money. It's about when the Fed has to like rescue everybody, or Uncle Sugar just puts so much sugar in the system that he gooses all risk assets. That's the big, beautiful bill. Again, brought this up yesterday. Worth discussing. there is like $60 trillion or more in global pension funds. You put 1% of that in Bitcoin, you have it at like 275K. And a lot of these pension funds can't buy Bitcoin or the Bitcoin ETF, so they can buy Michael Saylor's products. And that's why he can just issue them and issue them and issue them. And these pension funds and mutual funds, they're just going to eat them up and they're never going to sell. You know, they're so big, the little piece that they buy, they're buying like 10 and 20% of the offerings. They're so huge. And Mike, it's dinky. They're like, oh, okay, well, we're just going to, you know, we're never selling this stuff. We're never selling it. It can go to zero. We'll find a bid at zero. Why? Why sell? Bitcoin's going up. Bonk Fartcoin make the headline. Now, the good news is Bonk and Fartcoin are like leveraged Solana, leveraged AI. It's fine, right? But, you know, Bonk is understandable by the normies. People may not own it, right? Because it's not a new cool thing like Fartcoin, okay? But the junk always rallies first, right? The stuff that's lower quality always leads out of the gate. Always. Like if you're going to have a trend that lasts, I don't know, 2 weeks, a month, you know, the lower quality stuff leads. I mean, the Bitcoin rally at 110 helps, but I'm talking about in terms of percentage gains. So this looks fine to me, right? It's fine. A major currency outpaces Bitcoin. Okay, dude. The euro has strengthened versus the dollar by 13%. So let me get this straight. You ready? Okay, let's talk about this. The Swiss franc, I understand. I get that. Sterling, the Swiss franc, which is understandable only if UBS holds itself together, and the euro are up more on the year than Bitcoin is. And you know what? Wall Street is massively short the US dollar in the fiat market. What do I always say? The first trade is always wrong, right? So the first trade is, okay, everyone sell the dollar. Every single investment banking research they went from recession to short the dollar. So they're all short the dollar. They're so short that they're in the options market buying like insurance in case the dollar goes up. So you know what that's a recipe for? The dollar to do absolutely nothing. Everyone's long stocks, they'll do nothing. Everyone's short the dollar, it'll do nothing. And the indignity of looking at all-time highs in stocks and the euro up more than Bitcoin? What? Crypto has so much catching up to do. Bitcoin should be up 5 times. Whatever's going on in fiat, Bitcoin should be doing like 3x that. 3x that. I mean, so seriously, you got altcoins that can go up 80%. Look at this. IMF rejects Pakistan's proposal to subsidize power for Bitcoin mining. That's a shocker, right? Pakistan goes to the IMF. It's like, can you lend us money so we can get a Bitcoin miner? You see what I'm saying? Like this whole Bitcoin mining thing is not funny, right? And sometimes I think the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve is going to be the orange man buying like HUD 8. Just going to HUD 8 and go, how much you want for this whole place? I mean, why wouldn't Uncle Sugar have his own Bitcoin mine? Right? I mean, the amount of supply that you could take off the market if someone bought a miner. I mean, who do you think is selling to Michael Saylor? Michael Saylor buys, you know, he buys probably all of what they mine. Solana staking ETF opens. No one cares. Everyone's like, oh my God, the ETH ETF, we need staking. Gensler's like, no way. Solana gets staking. We sold the market. Okay. So let's talk about altcoins for July. So just being a complete contrarian with this, Polkadot, right? No one believes this. No one believes that Polkadot can go up. This was the #1 rated code review project from the company I worked at, which was a specialist in code. Interoperability, radically fast transaction speeds. Uniswap, a profitable business on the dead network ETH, which is trying to blow through its 200-day moving average, this time most likely once and for all. Great looking Williams oscillator. This isn't complicated. You know, it's not. SUI, 200-day moving average, about to break out of some kind of Lux algo formation. And again, you haven't broken out yet, but I keep saying this. I said it yesterday, and I was, you know, when you break out, it's just going to explode. Everyone's like, oh, there's resistance. Yeah, there's resistance, dude. Yeah, I mean, feel free to play it from the short side. I mean, that's what traders do. Except when you wake up one day and you get your face, you know, you just get destroyed because it's up 20, it's up 15%. Like you get stopped out and you're not long and your head's messed up. I mean, again, I'm not knocking day traders. I'm just saying, you know, like artificial super intelligence token. You got a Lux algo buy signal. You got a cup and handle. The handle's been annoying. No one thinks this can go up. No one thinks Chainlink can go up. Chainlink is dead, right? Okay. I mean, on Orange Man FOMO, Chainlink was at 30. We have all this news about all these people getting involved, and Chainlink is at 13 and no one cares. Literally. It's not even that it's down. It's down and no one cares. It's amazing. Arbitrum. Robinhood gets on chain and they sell it. They're still selling it. Like when the bag holders are done selling these layer twos and people start figuring out that the world is going to run on Solana and ETH, like in a very big way, stable coins, just, you know, can layer ones wake up? Aptos. You know, all these charts, they look the same, right? This one has a Lux algo buy signal that didn't turn around. It's very good when you have a quantitative system and there's a buy signal and you get the dip. The dip is a gift if it doesn't flip to negative. I mean, layer ones take a shot, right? SEI led the last time. SEI was up. And then, you know, everyone was just like, oh, okay. And they sold the rally in that too. Toncoins. Everybody remember Toncoin at like $8 or $9? You know, you got a good Lux algo buy signal here, bottom signal, render, a multi-coin capital play. You know, render at 11 was very attractive earlier in the year, but, you know, at 3.5, no one wants to touch it. You're sick of the Avalanche lecture. World Liberty Financial owns it. Again, what's the point of the chart? Other than to maybe look at this buy signal that has not gotten unwound. The graph. Could it go back to the 200-day moving average at 12 cents? Jupiter. Again, driving it home. 27% away from the 200-day moving average. We got any base fans out there? What happens if this payroll number comes out and it's okay? Or what happens if the payroll number comes out and you actually get kind of a dip or a pause? I mean, Brett is 47% away from the 200-day moving average. Pendle, right? See how Pendle is just like sitting there below that moving average? See how everybody packed it in and sold it, just like they did over here, that red on red down here. Rose, a fast layer one that I brought it up and someone made fun of me. It's like Polkadot, right? It's like, hey, dumpster dive. These are like bigger coins too. This is not like, you know, this is not micro caps. You just like Russell 2000, right? Like someone's telling me, you're telling me that this can't happen in crypto. In some of these coins or all of these coins. I'm not trying to like, you know, shill Rose, but like, what about MOG? Like, I know if I went on Twitter and be like, you know what? The GAN model just picked Mog. You know, my face would be everywhere with the sunglasses. Cat coins, anyone? Look at this, right? I just no chart of this. Ohm, right? Everyone out. What happens if there's some kind of real world asset positive catalyst? Like, the point of that exercise was that when you look at the top 300 coins, there are named projects that do something that I think you can say those are like tech stocks. They're like tech stocks. They do something, right? They do something. And if someone comes into crypto and is like, hey, we want to do something big, which is inevitable, these things can just go up massively. And you got a holiday weekend, you got a thin market. And if there's no negative catalyst, when these guys go home, they're not going to sleep all weekend. They're going to pray this goes down. They're like, please, let me have a failed rally. And when you need a failed rally, you don't get one. 2 days ago, I did not need a failed rally. My nervous system did not need it. And these guys at Wall Street, they got to go home and they got to wait for the Bitcoin ETF to open up 3 days later. That's an eternity in crypto. So if you get a dip, use it. If you get a big dip, use it. If you get a small dip, use it. Because the entire decentralized universe is on sale. Okay, that is the market update for today. We will see you tomorrow.